Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another wonderful week of Olympus Rises, where I, your host, Jordan, aka Mankey Games on the internet, take you on an exciting journey through the stars in the wonderful, wonderful system, Stars Without Number, the RPG. Glad everyone could be here today. We're gonna take up most of this early segment bullshitting and wasting some time, because it appears that we may have some people that are late. So for those of you that may perhaps be listening to this live, welcome. Glad you could be here. It's going to be us talk about RPGs until the rest of my players decide to show up, and that's their fault. If this happens to make it to YouTube, bear with us. We'll get there. I might just end up doing a second intro for YouTube. Speaking of, a very frustrating morning, but I'm sure Matt and I will talk about that momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and unmute Discord, and we'll see how Matt's been. Hello, Matt. Okay, he's making coffee. I'm just going to talk to myself until he returns. So, we'll do a quick recap for the audience. Last time on Olympus Rises.
Sorry, I was listening to both the stream and this, and I wasn't sure which was real. also, I'm making coffee, so I'm going to be like 30 seconds before I can actually be
no problem.
Communicative.
No problem. Again, it's going to be...
I am here, though, I promise.
Talk about mechanics and RPGs and stuff, basically, until everybody else decides to show up. So, for the people on Twitch, they get to hear us wonderfully rant about things. For everybody on YouTube, depending on how long this takes, they may get a second intro. We'll see.
They may. You can cut it appropriately for
here's what I'll do. I'll cut it and I'll put it in its own segment of botched intros. That's just going to be a segment on YouTube. Just a playlist.
I honestly
every time I fuck up the intro.
Yeah, I honestly think that we could do just like
clip
RPG
the intro
talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, as like a totally separate thing. Like, we have enough people
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. We could have topics and stuff. It was done. Being Everything Else was a show that done by the wonderful Stephen Lumpkin and Adam Coble about being a GM, and that's basically all it was. And I don't know why they never continued. Well, I do know why they stopped doing it, but
we have suspicions. But
yeah, nothing concrete. But yeah, no, it's totally a show we could do for sure.
Yeah, if people want to hear like D-list players talk about their personal opinions of games, they can tune in.
I think we're solidly in the C category. We're at least a passing grade.
Speak for yourself. I stand by my own personal assessment of my.
I would give you a passing grade. Anyway, go get your coffee. Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Maybe you should do like you should do the sit rep. Do the recap.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do for everybody. I'll do the recap, and then we'll briefly go over it again. So, last week, we had a bit of drama. In fact, it was probably the perfect example of a TV show segment where in the beginning it started off slow and it kind of built up into this grand crescendo of a moment. But we had some humor in there. There was some laughing. There was some a little bit of animosity between our newest crew member, Pip, and everybody else. And it all kind of culminated into this very frightening boarding scenario where there was lots of gunfire and hostages, and at the very tail end of it, obviously, we had quite the tragedy occur. In which one of our unfortunate NPCs took some damage. Also, that was awkward because Megan is now here. Hi, Megan.
Hi, hello.
I didn't know if you guys were going to make it, so Matt and I were just going to talk about RPGs until people decided to show up, and then I might have to do a second intro.
Well, that may still be true, considering we still have 2 people who are not even on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
My
Devin...
experience is that Discord would not log me in for some reason.
Devin specifically, mentioned, hey, in 2 hours, we get to do the thing. So, I don't know why he wouldn't be here.
I don't know if it might be a Discord thing because, I don't know if it was updating or something, but like I said, I was having trouble actually logging in. It was, not letting me.
Well, I have not received a text message, so... Devin has my actual phone number.
This is a true statement.
Will, on the other hand, there could be any number of things wrong. The fact that he is completely offline is somewhat concerning to me.
Agreed. Also, don't appreciate your comments in chat.
What do you mean? Which
you
comments are you talking
chat? I don't appreciate it.
Which part?
The part that says time to see how badly I can break Megan's heart. I don't appreciate that comment at all.
Yeah, see, I forgot.
Sad.
I forgot that you could see all of that in the post now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was unaware that was a thing. It still occurred. Again, though, I messaged you. None of this will be my fault in the end, and it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, it's all Devin's fault.
It's partially Devin's fault, and then it's gonna be Will's fault if so. If anything, I'll have 3 enemies instead of just 1.
Yeah. I like to divide the blame for when things happen, so that I don't take the full brunt of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Matt, welcome back. What kind of coffee are you drinking today, sir, and how are you taking it?
The stuff that Meg sent me because she's the best, and intravenously.
Aww. Yay!
Intravenously. Okay, good, yeah. I'm sure there's nothing, medically unsafe about that at all.
It's a calculated risk.
Right. Yeah.
I'm willing to accept the inherent
It's
risks.
you have the intravenous coffee on one side, and then you just have the dialysis machine on the other side, so you don't die. It's basically how that's working, right?
I'm sure Matt's done the math. I have no worries in that.
Yeah,
full confidence. Full confidence.
100%.
Way more efficient than real kidneys.
Yeah, 100%.
It's true, though. I mean, that's why those things exist. So we'll real quickly we'll go between the two of you and see what you've been doing the past week, and then I'll talk about some things because I have some things to talk about today. That
How's
Matt
that
and I
different from
already
any day?
Matt and I already discussed some of it, but there are some other topics that I would like to bring up.
Is it Mass Effect? Please say it's not Mass Effect.
No.
Yeah, no. Portion of it is Mass Effect, but the other.
Could it not be though?
Thank you.
Could we not do that?
Why?
God, because of the whole intro of Friday's game.
It was good though. It's a good topic. It's topical. Anyway, Megan, tell us about your week. Tell us how you've been. What's been going on?
Nothing really important. I took my test yesterday.
Yes. How did that go? Well, you think?
Well,
I mean,
definitely.
I hope you're gonna say it was a joke.
It wasn't you taking a test, right? Wasn't it your students taking their test?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, it was my comps exam.
Oh, okay. I was mistaken then.
It's for me to graduate.
The way that you said that, I thought that it was your state testing that was occurring.
No, that's
why you were so stressed out. Okay.
Well, it is state testing.
Yeah, it is actually.
Okay, yeah. Right, yeah. Sure. I thought it was the state testing for students.
This is to determine if Meg levels up.
Yeah, basically.
As a Massachusetts school teacher.
If all my freaking hard work from 4 years is paid off. Short story, it was slightly harder than I anticipated. I clearly underestimated the difficulty of this test.
I mean, however, based on the fact that you know what your peers are like and know that they are retarded,
correct,
right? Yeah,
correct. Sure, I know that some of them have passed it, so that was kind of my baseline.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. But I still think I did enough to pass. I just need to pass 3 of the 4. So, meh. I think it was fine. It was stressful and shitty, but I think fingers crossed I passed. However, the problem is now I have to freaking wait 4 to 6 weeks before I know for sure, and that's gonna be torture. But that's fine.
I'm sure you did fine, honestly. Like,
here's
you
the
would
thing.
know.
This is going to be the funny part, though. Is like, okay, so say I don't pass, hypothetically speaking. How funny is it that a person who can go through your program and be at the point where you're going to be graduating with a 4.0 and yet can't pass your exit exam? Something is wrong there. So, like, that either means your classes are pointless or the test is pointless. One way or the other. That makes no sense to me.
I'm gonna ask this question because I have no idea what this test entails. But is it a particularly subjective test in the sense that
100%.
Okay.
It isn't okay.
Yeah.
So
it's not like
it's an essay test.
Right. It's not like there is any real benchmark of whether or not.
No. Nope.
There is a good answer or a bad answer.
Yeah. No, they don't even tell you how they grade it, which is bullshit. But basically, they take all of the courses you took, literally every single one, and they take each professor and they submit an essay question that, in some way or shape or form, is supposed to sum up the knowledge that you gathered from that course, which is funny to me to begin with, but that's fine. And then they compile all 10 of those questions or whatever onto an essay test. They just put all the questions there. You pick 4 of them, you write 4 essays in 4 hours, and then you just have to pass 3 by some mysterious benchmark that I'm unaware of.
Right.
So,
that does definitely seem a bit bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they don't even, like, there's no way for you to know what the question will be like at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was not necessarily what I expected. A lot of the questions were super hypothetical, like strange hypothetical. Like, one of them wanted me to write like an op-ed piece that describes why science education should be, like, I don't know, they were just really weird questions. They were not as specific as I thought they were going to be. But like I said, I think I did okay. We'll see.
I believe so. So here's the other thing about tests for me is one aspect is subjective versus, literal right or wrong answer. And then the other one is, was there a moment where you felt like you didn't know what was going on during the test?
I went through and I read all 10 questions or 9 questions. I can't actually remember. But I just read through them all so I could pick my 4 or whatever. And there were at least 3. Yeah, I'd say 3 questions. I had no fucking clue. Now, for me, again, I'm not trying to make myself sound more important than I am, but for someone, like I said, who's graduating your program without literally ever missing a point ever, to look at your essay test and not know 3 of them at all, not even know what you're talking about, that seems like a problem to me.
Yeah, that does seem like a problem.
That seems like a problem. So, I
would agree.
I don't really know what my school is trying to achieve by this, and like I said, I definitely underestimated how difficult it was going to be. But whatever, it's over. We'll see if I did enough to pass, and that's pretty much it.
Well, we will all be crossing our collective fingers and toes for you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Matt?
So that's basically it. So,
Matt, tell us about your week, sir.
I honestly don't remember much of it.
Just a blur.
Every
Matt, you really got to stop drinking.
For me.
Clearly.
Jordan.
That statement is even funnier to me.
Jordan, do you want to know something?
I do. I always want to know something.
I have not had a drop of alcohol since before November.
Wow. Is that on purpose or just because, it just happened? Because that's actually this.
So I'm not a happy drunk, and stuff has been bad enough that I've been I would just rather,
totally.
avoid that a while.
Totally. Yeah,
so,
that's basically...
Coffee's awesome.
Yeah, I'm the opposite, well, not on the being drunk part, but I will go, 6 months without having any alcohol just because, I don't do fuck all, ever. Except for go to work and then come home. So, and, stopping at the store seems really inconvenient sometimes. So, it's not even I pick up a case of beer on the way home, ever. So it's and it's basically only when Jessica's in town and we actually go out to do something, which was the other night. Actually, I had a couple of Blue Moons, and that was like the first alcohol I'd had like since my birthday, probably in November. So yeah, it just kind of happens that I don't drink.
The other thing is I have been doing more or less. I've been on a keto diet, and that super fucks with your alcohol tolerance. So like you'll have half a glass of wine or half a beer or something and just be like shitty texting people drunk. It's really like it's a thing. You can look it up.
Yeah, totally.
People are like, holy shit, I got a DUI because I started keto and didn't realize this, or like all these other things. So it's like a number of factors. Like I just whatever.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, I mean my week was okay. It's just the usual shit.
Have you used your mug yet?
It's so pretty.
No.
I haven't actually used it. It's right on my desk next to the one that I am using.
Does it just look really nice? Yeah. It's good.
So I'm also afraid, even though it's like super hardcore kiln. I'll put a picture in chat later. But like, it's fucking great. It's really cool. But I frequently use my AeroPress, and I'm terrified that I'm going to like put too much pressure on it and break it, and then have like a razor sharp piece of pottery like slit my wrist or something.
Oh my god!
Like that's dies on the ground.
I want to go out.
Because of a mug his
I
sister
can understand
got
that. I'm
Yeah.
with you on that, I think.
I don't want you to have to live with that.
I know,
man,
Matt.
is what
Thank
I'm
you
saying.
for protecting my
Like you thought you were doing something
delicate
nice.
sensibilities.
I couldn't handle being, the reason for my brother's death.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, that would mess you up, man.
So I haven't used it yet, but it's really, really nice. Yeah. Let me get a. I will put a picture for the rest of chat while we're waiting for Devin and his princeliness to wake up.
So like I don't know, because like I was very clear with Will, like Will has some important things that need to happen in this upcoming session.
We can't do this without Will. I'll say that right now. Like
I'm not gonna make his like. I told him I will admit to you all, I said to him, you need to bring the highest tech med roll the world has ever seen on Sunday.
No.
And then he goes, damn you, now you're gonna put the life or death roll on me. And then I said, life, in air quotes, is a strong word.
Stop it.
So, hey, look at that. That is pretty awesome. It's the Death Wish coffee mug. I assume that came with the Death Wish coffee. As is appropriate.
Look at how cool it is.
Indeed. Anyway, so apparently my YouTube career is over before it even started.
Oh my god, this story makes me
Yeah,
I won't go into too much detail, but
unbelievable. You can't go into detail because
I don't have any detail.
It's proprietary.
Yeah,
they can't
so
tell you.
I spent basically all day at work not doing actual work, but trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So what I suspect happened is yesterday, for those of you that are unaware or maybe not subscribed to me on YouTube, I had like 24 videos pending, and I said, fuck it, I need to upload all of these videos. I need to get them out of my backlog so I can set a schedule and stick to the schedule and be good. So I spent all day yesterday playing Mass Effect, doing videos, playing Mass Effect, do videos, play Mass Effect, do videos. And so I also have in my account, I have it linked to my Twitter. And so every time that I add a video to a playlist, it will tweet out that, hey, I've added a video to my playlist. Well, since I did like 24 of these yesterday, I got a notification right before I was going to sleep at like fucking 11 o'clock at night from Twitter that said, hey, we've detected some possible fraudulent activity on your account because I sent 24 automated messages from an outside source through Twitter in the span of about 8 hours. It said, hey, there's possible fraudulent account that's linking to this other site. Can you go ahead and reset your password and confirm that you're actually in control of your account? So I was like, sure, whatever, I get it, totally did that. Went to sleep. Woke up this morning, received an email from AdSense. Now, if you don't know, AdSense is the monetization program that Google provides for all of its Google users. It is also the primary use for... Hey, Devin's here. It is also the primary use for YouTube, specifically. And it's... I've made a grand total of about $5.11. Is about what I've made.
Big money.
And I can't even say made because until I hit $100, I'm not even allowed to touch that money. It just exists in the ether.
So Google put out their high-level fraud detection team.
Yeah. So I received this email, and
the special task force here.
It is probably the most brazenly rude email I've ever received from a company in my entire life. We've recently detected invalid activity in your AdSense account. Result, we temporarily suspended your account for 30 days. Okay, sure. That's a safety feature where, like, hey, we think there might be something going on, let's suspend the account. Then it says, why was my account suspended? We found that you were clicking on your own AdSense ad, which is prohibited by the AdSense program policies. First of all, that has never once in my entire life occurred. If
you actually have to click on an ad for
yes.
you to get the money?
Yep, you do.
Oh, I didn't even know that. What?
Right. Yeah, totally. At most, I have turned on YouTube to view my own videos simply to check on some information, and never have I ever sat down and watched an entire episode of my own show. Ever. Never a single time. So I was like, huh, that's weird. Then they say, we understand that you may want to know more about the invalid activity we've detected. Because this information could be used to circumvent our proprietary detection system, we're unable to provide our publishers with any information about specific account activity. So, we know you may be wondering why this happens.
Wait.
There's no way we can tell you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, it does say circumvent. I thought when I first read it, I thought it said subvert, which would be even better. Like, you subversive piece of shit. Trying to manipulate our
Oh my god, that would have been even better. Holy shit.
Yeah. So it says, we're unable to provide you with information. I was like, okay, fine, sure. I'm with it up to this point. And then they say this. This is a one-time, non-appealable suspension. And I said, hold the phone. By non-appealable, what do you mean by non-appealable? Because people say that, but then you can always write them a letter and get excluded from certain things.
If you're, like, freaking annoying enough, like, the most companies will, yeah.
No. It says, if you need more time to identify the problem and stop the invalid activity, please remove your AdSense ad code from your site to prevent ads from being displayed. So if I need more time to identify the problem in which you have not told me...
No. You're clicking your own ads.
Yeah,
right, yeah, right.
You need more time to figure out how to stop clicking your own ads. And then it goes on, like, how can I prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, it says, how can I prevent this from happening again? Yeah.
Is that you were supposedly clicking your own ads.
Which is not true at all!
And then it goes, but it gives, like, 4 options that are not related to the problem they identified. Yeah. Which is, stop fucking doing that.
Yeah. No. So... There is no way that I can appeal this. The appeal process that Google has is specifically for specifically for like banned and permanently suspended accounts. For this 30 days, I am fuckered. There's nothing I can do about it at all. The comment was made from Matt that, what if I was living off of this? What if that was
Yeah,
like
no shit.
$1,000 that I just got? And it's just gone.
Because that's... So, okay.
Because it's true for some people, right? I mean...
You're,
Right.
You're suspended for a month, and then you need at least another month to begin getting revenue again.
Right, so you
after
lose...
you've been in good standing.
Right, you lose
And
all of the
then-
revenue you gained during this period of their investigation. In addition, for the next 30 days, you do not accrue revenue.
Right. So...
So you work for free for 30 days. Meanwhile...
That's why YouTube
Like
Yeah.
we
is making
can,
money.
Yeah.
Like,
I
this
mean-
is why they're a multi-bajillion-dollar company.
And we can all kind of like laugh this off, but seriously, if someone was
Yeah.
literally depending on this for their livelihood, who has like 3 months of, especially if you do this for a living, like
Exactly.
who has
Yeah, exactly.
3 months
In the bank.
of buffer saved up? Nobody.
No, yeah.
It's
We would
just
all like to,
ludicrous.
but it's impossible. It's impossible. So yeah.
Oh, hey, Will's online.
And
Will's
then
online.
oh, good. Okay, good.
Woo.
But moving on as well. The next part is, it says, please note that if any additional issues are found in your AdSense account during the interim period of suspension, your account may be permanently disabled even before the suspension period ends.
It's just amazing.
Ready? This is a non-appealable suspension,
Yes.
so I can't say anything to them about this. I can't be like, listen, this is what I think happened. I don't like, if this is the case, I can fix it. But you know what? They may just say, nah.
Yeah. I mean, as a basic precaution in the meantime, like, it seems like it would only make sense to disable.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Because-
I've already
because who
disabled
knows?
the
You don't
AdSense
get
account.
banned forever. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So, like,
Right.
if it's something that's like false flagging this, which, I mean,
It 100% is. Like,
yeah, like,
yeah.
I don't think, what did he say? It was like 47 clicks or something.
Yeah, so
absolutely
right.
stupid.
I looked on my actual AdSense account to see my actual revenue that is earned through there.
Yeah.
47 times someone has clicked on an ad in the entirety of the time I've had it monetized.
Out of
Not just like, not
Video.
just like,
Not just a video.
not just a video, not just within the past 24 hours. 47 total clicks.
In like, how long have you had
and-
it? 2 months?
Yeah, how
Yes,
many videos
correct.
do you even
Yeah, that's-
have?
I
up?
have over 300 videos up.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So
It's like makes no fucking sense.
1/6.
Yeah,
if
right. Let's do
one
that math real
person-
quick.
If one single person watched all of your videos once, and 1/6 of the time they clicked an ad,
Yep.
that represents
Yep.
the total.
But is it because they think it's you?
Yeah,
Or
no,
is it because
it is
oh,
100% because they think I did it, because from my IP address that is assigned to, that I use most often, that is assigned to me,
I get it.
it caught a flag, right?
Yeah.
But it can also happen if one of you guys were to go on and click the ads on every single one of my videos, because your IP would show up once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and then once it got to apparently 1/6 of my content.
That's not even that many times. I don't understand.
Right. What if you were legitimately interested in something
Right.
every
Yeah.
6th ad that
Like
came
if
up?
you watched every Stars Without Number video beginning to end, which there are like 1 or 2 guys who do that or
Yeah.
who have
Right.
done that.
We have
right?
a couple of people that have done that.
If
Yeah.
If they clicked like, I don't know, every 4th video, right? They clicked
Yeah.
one,
Totally.
which is totally normal. It would have
I
flagged.
mean, more
Right.
more than a couple, even up to like several weeks into it, you have like 40 or 50 views
Right.
on some of those.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I get
I
why
don't
they
see,
have things like that,
like,
for obvious
even-
reasons, but That
I mean,
is extreme.
I'm just thinking, like, if it were possible by watching all of the content in a channel to get it shut down, I would be single-handedly responsible for the permanent closure of most of the gaming channels active on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right?
So, like,
JP, from me alone, would be fucked.
Same, yeah.
I have watched Swan Song completely through twice. Like,
I've watched all of the, Jesus, what are they called? Like the Apocalypse World ones. There's like a specific phrase or something for it.
Yay, we're all here.
Like not the one shots, but the other shit.
Yeah.
All of those start to finish.
Yep. Yeah, no, I would have shut down a bunch of people. Yeah, and it's so Jessica made it, because I immediately sent this to her, and she was, because this is actually like something that she deals with and actually knows people like specifically that deal with this kind of thing via like Amazon and stuff like that. And she mentioned that the reason my account probably got flagged and why we don't see this problem more often is because of the fact that I have such small viewership. Because it's a lot easier to hide 20 clicks or whatever in 5,000 clicks, as opposed to a couple that I got hit from Twitter in 47.
Yeah.
But still.
How would anybody who's smaller than, like,
right.
300 followers not make money ever then? Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
that
so,
makes
like,
no damn sense.
And so I saw during my research today, I saw a couple of comments that said it's not really designed for smaller people. It's really designed for, like,
doesn't really work for smaller people.
Right, exactly. The bots do not work for smaller people. So I get it. I've disabled it for now until the 30 days is up. Hopefully I get a reply from somebody, because I did find they don't have an appeal process, but they do have a feedback form. And so I
pull that shit out, bro.
Yeah, no, I literally had 0 characters left in the feedback box. Out of like 3,000, I think it gave me.
The fact that there's a limit on the feedback.
Yeah, no, it's like a 3,000 word character limit. I literally, the last period that I put was brought to 0, exactly 0, dead on.
Well,
hello, Will and Evan, welcome.
Hello,
good day.
Friends. Hello.
Glad you're both here.
Live. Yes, hello.
Glad you woke up, Will.
Yay, you're not sleeping.
The good news is, because it took them so long to get here, it's already 30 minutes past the hour, and I don't get to talk about Mass Effect. But let's just say that
our plan has worked.
let's just say that I have, in my 40 hours of playtime currently, I found one, and I wouldn't even call it a bug, I would call it a design flaw. I found one design flaw.
Way to say bug.
Well, it's not like it's everything is working as intended. Basically, is but it also prevents you from doing a thing, and it forced me to reload an earlier save. That's it. But all of the complaints that people have, at least the primary ones about story, facial animations, voice acting. One, I can say voice acting is on point. Whoever says the voice acting is bad in that game has never heard bad voice acting. Because every single time somebody speaks, you believe that they are that person. Facial animations, sure. They are not the greatest.
Listen to them speak.
What?
The facial animations are not great. However, they're not the worst I've ever seen. And in addition to that, I actually went into the game I'm really going to focus on how bad these are. And I got so caught up in the really good voice acting and the actually intriguing story, which I'll get to in just a second, that I forgot the facial animations were even a fucking thing. I don't even look at them anymore because I'm so into what's going on. So yes, the artwork on the characters is a little off. I get it. I understand why that's a complaint for somebody, and I understand why people take points off of that. You know, if I were looking at it critically, I would also take points off of that. But it's not nearly as bad as people say, because I can literally just forget about it for tens of hours at a time. And then the story, anybody who says the story is bad doesn't understand what makes a sci-fi exploration game a sci-fi exploration game. And there are a couple of times, and this is the one like detriment to it, there are a couple of times where you have to make assumptions like, hey, these brand new aliens, they can speak English. But you know what? It would be fucking tedious and everybody would complain if you had to like find all of the pieces to learn their language. Fuck that shit. Just make them speak English and then nobody has to ever fucking worry about it again.
That's
Like no Man's
something that they established anyway.
Yeah, we'll get
that most. I mean, they all have like translators. They even make a joke about that in Mass Effect 2.
Yep. No, totally.
So like
they make a joke about it in this game
thinking
too.
on that now is just
like
of all the things that you could, try and pick at.
Right.
That's just goofy.
But that is like one of the things that people are upset about. They're like, we thought this game was supposed to be about exploration and first contact and and I'm like, guys, it's fucking Mass Effect. It is a credit to the franchise. I would say that it is better than 1, it is better than 3. I would even put it on par with 2. And I'm not done with the game yet, so I'll let you know how that goes up or down depending. I would honestly put it on par with the feelings that I had while playing through Mass Effect 2 are equivalent. I literally was crying yesterday during one of the missions because it was so like emotionally impactful. I'm totally not afraid to admit that 100%.
You just announced that on Twitch, by the way.
That's fine. I'll announce it to the entire world.
So
That's how passionately I felt about the scene that was going on.
I was watching Ronan play, and it's not even just the facial animations. It's like the idle animations too. Like your character will be talking to somebody, and anyone who has like one of those personal assistant things on their arm, they just like play with it and stare you dead in the eyes unblinkingly while they talk.
Totally.
I've heard someone equate it to Dora the Explorer, and I just now can't get that out of my head.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is I agree with the fact that yes, those animations, the character animations when they're just standing there idling, they look pretty stupid. I 100%. However, I will say this. The cinematography does a good job of not really focusing on that aspect enough, where unless you physically make yourself look at something that is not going on actively in front of you, I forget about it. I forget about it just
and that's
I don't
why
care
it's
about it.
It's not a bad game on that basis, but I think people are not exactly off base in criticizing a AAA title for being a little bit unpolished in that regard.
Again, I agree. I agree with that aspect, and it would definitely take critical points off of the system. It is by no means far and away a reason not to buy the game. It is 100% not the reason you should not buy the game. The game is incredible. I love it. Everything about it. I put 40 hours in it in 5 days. So yeah,
Jesus.
I played a lot of fucking Mass Effect.
How did you even have time to click 47 times on your own ads? If you were,
that's what I'm saying.
You have an alibi here.
Yeah,
you just stumbled across your perfect defense to.
Totally, absolutely, 100%. The last thing I'll say about it, and this was just a good point that came up that I didn't think about before. The world around you is so beautiful and epic. The characters look retarded by comparison. And when somebody said that to me, I looked at it and I was like, holy fuck, they're actually correct. If the world around you matched the way the characters look, nobody would even blink twice at the characters.
Yeah. It kind of plays up the whole uncanny valley.
Absolutely, 100%.
When you have the newest Frostbite engine for environments and everything.
Yep, and that's what it is.
By default are going to look great.
It's incredible looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The snow effects are amazing. Anyway, I would say that if you were concerned at any point about buying the game because of the facial animations, the story, or the bugs, you will be okay. It is not a reason not to buy the game. if you're generally not a fan of Mass Effect games, or like they're just meh okay, you probably shouldn't buy the game. But no, it does the series credit, and I think it is a good step in the direction of that franchise. And I will be happy to pre-order the second one when it comes out, 100%. So, anyway. But speaking of sailing through the stars and exploring planets, and occasionally riding around in your ship with your companions.
Speaking of cold, dead eyes.
Stop it! I hate you guys so much.
Oh my god.
Okay, Matt beat me on the transition battle. That was possibly the best transition that has ever occurred. Hey, did anyone complete any goals by any chance?
Yeah. So.
No, but I think I've got two that I can cross off my goal list.
There may be options yet. We'll see.
I completed one of them. They suck.
Okay. Yes, Megan.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Shut up! You guys are horrible. Yes, I completed my third goal that I had since a long time. But it wasn't very hard. It just took a while because it wasn't totally my job.
I'm literally crying right now.
I'm so glad you think you're so fun.
Yeah, so let's look at what your third goal was. Characters. Go. Get Dr. Phil to expedite Sweetbay Chan's research. Indeed. Dr. Phil did expedite that, and I would say that you definitely have completed that goal. Now, I would actually say it's harder than you thought, because Dr. Phil has a lot of more intriguing things than Chan's collar, to be honest with you. I'm sure that Dr. Phil, of his own volition, probably wanted to do some different things to further his own self. So I think coercing him into doing that was not necessarily that easy of a goal. So I will grant you 200 experience for that.
Sick. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Did anyone else complete a goal?
No, but I'm pretty sure I can cross one off. Because I'm pretty sure it's failed.
Okay. Noted.
I
mean,
probably did not.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I could still complete it probably by next week. Because.
Yeah. Tell us more, Doctor.
Because it's only to complete the color research. It's not to.
Yeah, you could totally.
You suck so much.
Yeah, technically, the color research does not say,
If you say he has to, oh my god.
It doesn't necessarily say Chan has to be alive.
A rough episode for me.
I never said that I wanted Chan to die for this research.
You just wanted your sweet XP, right?
I just meant that it's 5 weeks not wasted.
Last time
I'm just
on
glad
Olympus,
that Meg had.
I'm so sorry, Meg.
I'm just glad she had a whole week to prepare for this mentally.
God damn it.
I described this briefly before you all got here, but I'll do it again. I think that last session was probably a perfect example of an episode on a TV series. We started kind of slow, and there was some humor, and there were some, cool, moments. There were some antagonistic stuff with Pip and the new, the new training regimen that's going on the ship, kind of culminating in this epic, dangerous boarding party. And the group of you went in guns blazing. To get these intruders off of the ship.
It's not enough.
Let's clarify here. Fortune killed like 3 people before I even saw the enemy.
This is a good point.
So
that's not a lie.
My original plan to bluster them off was escalated for.
It escalated quickly.
Yeah, and so
Fortune doesn't like people on his ship.
in the final couple of scenes, we saw that they had gotten like maybe half or maybe a little bit more of the supplies off the ship, and they had kind of given up on the rest because it didn't really seem like they wanted to fight you. Really, they returned fire. But Fortune and even Dr. Fisher at times were carving a pretty neat path through their minions. But we also know that all of the the more elite characters kind of bailed out really quickly on the fight. It didn't seem like fighting was their first priority. And in the final few moments, we saw Chan be conflicted briefly with the direction he was given, whether or not he should leave or whether or not he should stay and protect himself. And under threat of gunfire, Fortune lined up a shot, but unfortunately missed, causing a chain of events to where, in an act of desperation, there was a trigger pulled with a barrel very close to Chan's head. And we kind of get that slow motion moment where like everybody kind of freezes, and if we look on the turn order, it is currently Dr. Fisher's turn, and so abstractly, Dr. Fisher, you're kind of the first to react when this instance occurs. There's still two guys up here. One of them is like trying to like wrestle with Oscar and like stab him with his knife, and the other one is basically holding Chan by the collar. Because remember, there's no gravity currently.
Is it meant to be black?
And
Yeah,
yes, it
I don't
is.
think it-
Also, the lights were cut because the other thing that we
ship
saw.
got hit with 2 explosions.
Yeah, there was two like detonations underneath the cargo bay that cut the power.
Do I have just I should have like a HUD, right? Like my helmet should
totally.
have.
You probably even have like a flashlight on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thinking ahead here.
Yeah. But Dr. Fisher, how do you well, hold on. Do you actually, let me see, does your token, okay, hold on. Let me fix this for you. There. You should be able to see things now.
Also,
Okay.
do I get vision for my tattoo? Did you give that to me?
Oh, you do. Yeah. What is that? That gives you the same as like a
You have
It's like
have
a-
goggles too. Come on.
like
yeah,
a
but like
torch,
I want
right?
both.
Yeah.
Listen, I paid for the freaking
Listen,
tattoo I
okay?
want to use.
I paid for the goddamn tattoo I want. Yeah, I think it's the same as like a basic, whatever.
Yeah,
the
like a basic-
radius of a torch or whatever. Okay.
Gogo's actually a glow bug now.
Hell yeah.
Pretty much.
I think that's actually 100% correct. Yes.
Yeah, it's like I have
It's-
a mini computer.
She
sitting
has
on
the
my
same
arm.
substance that is inside of the glow bug injected under her skin now. Yes. That is basically correct.
In a super rad pattern, though.
True.
Sorry, continue.
Dr. Fisher,
So can I actually see these guys?
you can see whatever you can see. You've been playing with me long enough to know that you should be able to see whatever you can see.
All right. Well, after that gunshot, I'm immediately gonna push forward.
Mm-hmm.
They're still there, so I'm going to, whilst floating forward, fire 3 times.
Yeah. And just so you know, because you're all in the dark, quote unquote, shot will be at disadvantage right now. But they are also at disadvantage because it's also dark for them. Sorry about the cat.
Kitty.
Shot.
Oh my god, it's so loud.
And then the crew was overrun by kittens.
The explosions were space cats.
AC of 6, was it?
Yes, that guy has an AC of 6 and no cover. Close but no cigar. So the laser blasts kind of light up the interior, flashing over the faces of these individuals. This brings us to Oscar. Now, Oscar, it doesn't really make sense for melee to have disadvantage in this instance because you're literally right there. Even in dim emergency lighting, you'd be able to see them clearly enough.
I mean, if I have, I'm actually going to argue entirely the opposite. If I, out of nowhere, flick on a light, I think I should have advantage to hit this guy. Especially since I'm going to try to engage the guy that had the gun rather than the fellow that I just thrown off because I passed an athletics check.
I think that'll give him a save to like react in time, like to like duck out of the way when the comes. But yeah, totally. I think you can argue for a chance at that. Sure.
You mean like a save?
Yeah,
to
like if
avoid me getting advantage.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, I think it would be probably a tech save in this instance. Because he's saving against light flashing in his eyes.
Well, you should make that first then, because...
Okay, right. Yeah. I'm enemies, humanoid. The Umlongs. Tech save. He passed.
Son of a bitch.
So it's a regular attack.
Alright, so I flick on... I still can't see a damn thing, but
did I forget to make your tokens be able to see? Hold.
I can see.
Yeah, Fortune, you're apparently the only one that had it on.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Should be able to see now, right, Oscar?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. His AC is 6.
Man,
that is a bad
this is pretty fucking bad.
You rolled a 3, the one number you could roll, like the lowest number you could roll.
Sure did. Okay, well,
Please.
that's that. He tries to take a swing at the guy that just shot Chan and fucking nothing.
Yeah. So this guy does probably something unexpected. He screams in Sriek. So Oscar, you're the only one that understands it initially. And he screams, "For the honor of the Zam, may my death bring her swift victory." And he takes the submachine gun and blows his brains out with it.
Man, it would have been really helpful if he was prior to my turn.
Go.
Both for Chan and my personal pride.
So the lights are out, Go. You can see just fine, but you know your crew may not be at such an advantage.
Yeah. So
you could try and like reroute power would be a thing that you could do.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can do. I would probably comms to everybody to try to get a status update after we just had freaking explosions occur.
Right, and then the lights flickered and then went out.
Right, and I don't see anything. I don't know what's going on. And
you're probably it's probably a little bit of information overload because like the ion window is still up. Like,
yeah, I'm doing like 4 people's jobs at once here.
Exactly.
Yeah, really
the sensors are like flaring up. Like there might be a fire somewhere. Like you getting hull breach warnings. Like it's
all the things are flashing.
Yeah, no, and it's all just like varying colors because they apparently don't know how to design things streamline in the year 3264.
Not our ship, anyway.
True. Well, probably at one time, but remember, this is a freelance ship now. Westwind doesn't care about it so much.
True.
So yeah, totally.
So I'd call for like a, what the fuck was that? Is everybody okay? And then frantically try to reroute power and figure out if we're like, I don't know, leaking like
so yeah, I think
important things.
I think that is actually going to be a tech astronautics role with intelligence. You're specifically working with ship systems in this instance.
Oh, I actually have 0 in that.
Look at that. it's important for a pilot to know at least a little bit about ships. Nice, yeah. A 9 is totally something that occurs. Cool. So you're able to reroute power pretty successfully. And I will global illumination. There we go. Everybody should be able to see just fine.
Yay!
And the lights kind of flicker back on, and this is probably the first time where, like, Fortune and Dr. Fisher, you see, like, this guy's floating body just kind of hanging there. And
Did
yeah.
I get a response from anybody?
I'd probably be like, I have no idea what that was.
Okay.
But probably a little more, like, no idea what that was! Like,
Yeah.
Just a little bit more shouty.
yeah, a little bit
Like-
more shouty.
No fucking clue. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems right. Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. Alright, it's this guy's turn. Fortune.
Mhm.
There's still one guy, he's, like, clinging to Oscar. He seems to be in, like, some sort of, like, battle rage at this point, right? He's, like, he doesn't seem to be caring for his own safety at all. Like, he's already injured. You can see, like, where you shot him initially. You can see, like, his through wound on his shoulder, like, upper right quadrant area is, like, just spewing, like, these droplets of floating blood everywhere. Or, like, ichor,
Okay.
right? Because he's a Syriac. And he's just, like, trying to, like, stab into the back and helmet of Oscar as he's, like, being flung around in the zero gravity. But you could totally, like, take a shot at him, put out of his misery if you want. He's not looking good. Let's be fair.
Yes, I will shoot.
Okay, you line up the shot. His AC is 4, slightly better than the others. Holy shit!
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like, Oscar, you're in your bulky suit, right? And you're like trying to get him off your back and like sticking your sword back. And
I threw that motherfucker off me. I beat him, and he's not on me.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, he's
Yeah.
trying to grab you, and you're doing the whole tango, right? And then all of a sudden, he just like goes
Yep.
limp and like kind of bumps into you, and then bounces off and floats in the other direction. And you can see like the pool of blood or pool of ichor like filling up his mask, which gets us out of combat, as there is nobody else on the ship.
I'd be like, go gravity now, please.
Yeah, and
On
I
it.
gather up.
Yeah.
I don't say anything. I just immediately gather up Chan and like book it. Well, Fisher teleports in. And then,
You turn around.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
yes,
like-
it's free movement. Yeah, he's probably like pulling along the side, and then
So-
gravity hits, and his feet are already running.
yeah. So I when he gets in there, I've got Chan like in my arms, and I'm just like staring at Fisher for a second.
Fisher, would you like to evaluate the patient?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Can you make me a tech med roll, please? There's 2 minutes left in the hour, by the way. It's almost like this was
Well-
planned.
Might want to hurry up and.
Can I get a +1 from my implant thing?
Yeah, I mean, we determined that adds to every single tech med roll you make, right?
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
You may know a thing.
Do you think a 10 is high enough, Will?
I probably.
Considering a 7 is a basic success.
Fuck.
No.
So, you get over there, Will, and you come sliding as the gravity kind of engages, and you come sliding, and there's a little bit of gray matter everywhere. You're not sure how to save him.
Everywhere.
Yeah, you're not sure how to save this one.
Flip
Oscar.
table.
Yeah.
Right, fully.
Oscar just says, don't you have any of that blue shit you shot Bruno up with? Can you just stabilize him?
I mean, technically you could put him in stasis, but it would only last for as long as the stasis lasts, and he would be the same when he finished, right?
out of character, like if we get him to, and this is justifying it insofar as I'm a person who appreciates that brains are pretty important. If we get some portion of him to the med bay stabilized, and then have a chance to like a chance to mitigate damage in, see what we're able to do.
Yeah,
that may still be worthwhile.
So that's the deal. Like, people survive head wounds nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is totally possible.
People are very plastic.
In fact, people survive head wounds more often when they're at close range like this, because usually it misses or goes in a various direction and doesn't actually do as much damage.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's
so
an option.
He says, like, Oscar just says, just shoot him full of whatever you've got.
Yeah, I think while this is happening, Gogo's like, guys, I need a status update. We still have people on the ship? What's going on?
That's what I was gonna say too. I would probably be asking Gogo if she can tell if the ship has detached from us and left or not, or what.
Yeah, so it's probably at about that time that that they hit the ion window that you put, the ion curtain that you put up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna roll some pilot checks to see if they can navigate that without, blowing up their sensors or causing damage to them inside. Vehicle space. I said pilot, but I meant vehicle space. First one rolls a 9. 6. So I think you see one of the shuttles. It hits the iron curtain, and you see one of the engines like flare up and explode, and it's like smoking, and it appears to be kind of like dead drifting through space now.
Yeah, Gogo's probably happy at that. She's like, "Yeah, got one."
Yeah, and
she's like all in it.
The other thing you see, Gogo, is the ship, the frigate. The engines are powered up, and it begins moving to intercept the two. You can tell that its weapons are still powered and ready to fire, but it has not fired.
Yeah.
It appears to be moving to intercept its
I think immediately
shuttles.
Gogo's more worried about if there's a breach in her own ship. After getting everything repowered, does she notice anything that's like super pressing damage?
So the cool thing about boarding shuttles is they're not designed to like create holes so that the ship then explodes afterwards, because that would be unsafe. So it actually appears that the automatic protocols that would seal off the portions of like the bulkhead have already taken care of that, and it seems to be fine. But there are a couple of holes in your ship now, mostly cosmetic though, right? Because a lot of times boarding shuttles are used to take over a ship, and you don't want to damage the ship you're trying to take over, right? So the damage is purely cosmetic at this point from the boarding shuttles. All of the other sensor readings that you're getting, with all of the damage that from whatever happened, which we got a hint before. Oscar, you did detect a massive surge in like psionic energy right before that occurred, so we can assume what happened. But it did cause some damage to the internal workings of the ship, but it doesn't appear to be anything structural. Doesn't appear like your ship is going to explode at any point. But like, there's probably some minor fires that have been put out by the automated systems. You're going to need to run some new electrical cables, obviously. There's probably a bunch of panels that are fried down in the underneath compartments. It's just going to require work to fix, and maybe some money, because there may be enough damage to take a couple of hit points off. But structurally, the ship is sound.
And we are for certain there's no one left on the ship?
You can like begin doing a sweep if you'd like.
I would love to.
Did I get control back of the cam?
So those lines were
With them
actually
detaching?
severed completely. The cams to the cargo bays are severed completely. Somebody would have to go down there and like find their device, trim it off, and then fuse the wires together to get you that connection again.
Okay, I thought they were just being jammed, but that makes sense.
No, yeah, the boarding party physically like routed their own feed. Like, you know, they did the spy thing, right, where they routed a blank feed back to you, and somebody would actually have to go down there and fix that.
Okay, so I can't help with the.
Except by flying, like you could totally like book it at this point, right?
Oh no! I meant with the sweep of the ship, like with checking if there are other people on it.
Right, totally. Yeah, like mostly because you don't know which cameras are actually affected, right? It could just be the cargo bay cameras, or it could be all the cameras. Who knows? So
sure,
your eyes may be deceiving you.
So yeah, so then, get away from them.
Yeah, I'd probably say go fly to the nearest emergency medical services. Is there a hospital?
Wait, why do we need a hospital?
Just go.
What the fuck? You can't just tell me we need a hospital. What? You have to give me... Like, she's freaking out.
So, Oscar says over comms, if you want to help, fly.
Okay. So Dr. Fisher, do you hit him with one of your stims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is a system.
Yeah, so you pull out one of your systems, you fumble, and you jam it into him, and that blue, comes over him, and he is stabilized in the exact condition in which he was placed, right? That's the way the system works. And so you begin, by the way, Fortune, that's not an actual door, that's an airlock.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's already, well,
it looks like a door. I should actually label that. That's a good point. But this cargo bay is actually separated. Like, this is the only entrance in and out of the cargo bay up here. Yeah, and then you go up the ladders and go through the other doors. But what I will do actually is I will just do this to make it easy for you. There. Ignore all of the bad guys you guys killed.
There's still walls. I can't go through the door.
Wait, Boomer's been hiding on the ship the whole time?
There you go. Maybe.
Plot twist.
God damn!
You should be good now, Fortune. You should be able to move your stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a full clear of the ship.
Yeah, full clear, pistol in one hand, going around, clearing the ship.
Yeah.
Oscar, can you carry the body? I'll try to...
He called it a body.
Pick up the rest of the matter.
And I'm probably calling out every room I clear as I clear it.
Yeah, you're like sending like tabs back to Gogo, and maybe Gogo, you're like checking him off a list. Now, but Gogo, are you leaving, or are you staying put where you're at? That's a good point.
Yeah, so here's my thing, right? Like, I think that regardless of whatever cryptic bullshit she just got back, I think she does see that regardless she needs to get out of here, and then can deal with the shit later.
Yeah,
so
totally.
Do I know where the
so as a reminder, you guys in this, you're basically, you were waiting outside of the asteroid field to receive your information. Now you know where a great place you could lose a hostile ship in.
And we're trying to get to Dakani, which we've been to before.
Yeah, and you've never been on the planet before.
No. We've
been
to the planet before.
But a great place to lose some hostile ship is in the asteroid field. Yeah, or you could wait for those plans to come in and then do it the safe way. Yeah, right, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So you power up, you boost away, and you probably look at your sensors and you see that the warlord ship does not pursue when you start moving away. So you don't have to go that deep into the asteroid field, but I assume that you want to go there at least to get away. So make me a vehicle space check with not dexterity, sorry, with intelligence, because it's a frigate size.
I can't actually move Chan, but I want to bring him to the bay.
Sure. Yeah, a 9 is good. A 9 is good enough. So yeah, you're able to tuck into an asteroid, and then kind of like you're probably waiting there, like catching your breath, like checking the sensors, making sure nothing's coming up, clearing all of the 1,000 alerts that have popped up, right? That is normally Boomer or somebody else's job. You're clearing all the alerts, and then finally you see the download progress bar finish, and you have a map of the current star chart to get to Dakani, and then you can begin to plot your course down to the planet, where you're supposed to deliver the goods, of which most of were stolen now.
What did they steal? Just the medical supplies?
Just the medical supplies. And
Okay, so
there's
you
a
still
couple
have the
left,
ice.
but it's one of those deals where like they stole enough of it that nobody's gonna want
It's
what
not
you have
even
left.
worth it anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I enter the room with Pip in it, and I'm probably like, "You all right?"
So Pip is sitting on his bed, cross-legged, and he's got a serious look on his face, kind of counterintuitive of his character. And he says, he kind of says, "They were strong."
Yeah. You all right?
I am fine.
All right.
Yeah, and you continue making your sweep of the ship.
Yeah.
Let me look at Dr. Fisher's character sheet here real quick. Yeah. Dr. Fisher, I'm going to message you something based on that role you gave me.
That was my other question. Is we do have ice to deliver, but with the ship losing, well, we didn't lose power for too long. Would that have compromised our ice delivery?
No, not long enough. Had Gogo failed that role and it had remained without power,
It's self-cooling. It's
right?
fine.
Yeah, there would have been a new pool for your Spawn Resort cargo freighter that you are now running, apparently. But yeah, no, you're safe because Gogo got that up on the very next turn.
Yeah.
So I think if Fisher and Oscar are in the med bay and they've got Chan stabilized, he would say, this may be beyond conventional medicine, Fisher.
Sorry, that was particularly funny to me because of what I just messaged him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That was perfect timing. On
Yeah, no. Yeah, there you go, Fisher. There you go, Fisher. You think about it for a moment.
You guys act like I don't have access to those text exchanges, but
Holy.
he says,
So, well, no. I actually want the reaction from Dr. Fisher when Oscar says that. Like, what is the initial visceral reaction on Dr. Fisher's face when he comes to the same realization almost simultaneously?
Holy. It is holy fuck. Do I really have to do this?
Do you, like, go pale and, like, the whites of your eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm supposed to try to stop that.
Yeah. It's a conundrum.
I will.
So Dr. Fisher appears to be having some internal conflict. Oscar.
So he doesn't respond. Fisher doesn't respond to that in like the matter of a couple of moments.
I mean, we've got essentially 12 hours to think of the next plan.
Okay. But he says, Fisher, listen, you know, stay, you're trained for this. Stay with me here.
Yes, I'm here.
It's like, we may need to find a psychic healer if we're to do anything about this. I know he's stable, but
this, I think, is even further than a psychic healer. This may still be one way that would technically keep him alive, but that's...
So, he says, when you trail off, Oscar just looks dead at you, and he says, Fisher, don't mince words here. Tell me.
Okay. I may be able to synthesize something that would first keep him in a coma indefinitely, which would be the first part of the plan. There is then a second option we could take after that, but that is even more technically alive.
Technically.
Yeah.
Perhaps, so he says, listen, perhaps I'm not making myself clear still. Out with it.
It's a lot more complicated than that, Oscar. Well, but for now, at least let us stabilize him in his entirety. Okay? We can't do
Oscar,
unless that happens.
Oscar, like, hand in assault suit glove, just pounds on the table next to Chan, and he says, don't tell me it's complicated. Explain.
We are talking about planetary code secrets that shouldn't be known outside of that planet. That is the complication.
Will, you're killing me here. He just pauses a second when you say that, and he says to you, if I find out that you could have done something for Chan, you will have a lot more to worry about than those repercussions. And then he walks up. He starts out to go up to the cockpit.
I assume we see Dr. Fisher collapse on, like, the stool next to Chan's bed.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I'm just deep in thought for these next
Like I said,
6 hours.
the cost of a life. It's really about whose life or livelihood is more valuable at this point. Sucks. So, at breakneck speed, Go-Go, you rapidly approach the planet and the designation that you've been given for the location where you're going to drop off the supplies, because that's the only location you were given, basically. And as you are doing so, Fortune and Oscar eventually make their way to the to the bridge.
I was clearing the
right.
I'm dumping things out the airlock as we fly.
Bodies, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just like put them in there, seal it, push the button.
Well, I'm making sure they're dead first, but yes. Actually, no.
I mean, even if they weren't, they will be dead
Does
shortly.
Does that really change the course of action?
Well, absolutely not, but I'd get more pleasure out of it if they weren't dead yet.
Yeah, totally. So, you enter atmosphere, or I should say, Oscar, you arrive at the bridge. What do you do when you get there? You're probably you probably made it through the asteroid field by this time, and Gogo is white knuckling the steering console. And you can see the ship is coming in a little sharply, but Gogo doesn't give a shit. And you probably can't change that anyway. And you begin to see the planet kind of rapidly approaching the view screen. What do you do when you get there?
When he gets to the cockpit, the first thing he asks is, Gogo, are we away far enough from the ship? Are we clear of them?
Gogo's barely able to even hear you with how hard she's concentrating on not fucking crashing the entire ship. And she says, yes, I'm handling it.
Says, I see that you're handling it. Are we clear?
Do you see a fucking ship? No, it's fine. We're away. Can you tell me what the fuck is going on?
What he says is,
I am not afraid to burn you guys in atmosphere. Just saying right now. Just throwing it out there. I will straight up burn you guys away in atmosphere.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
I mean, if you say the wrong thing here, and Gogo says what and hits the brakes, that'll probably be bad for the ship.
Yeah. So what he says is, Gogo, Chan took a hit. He's in a coma. Fisher induced it. We're going to try and help him. We need to get out of here, though. Try and focus.
Gogo has absolutely no reaction to that. She cannot even process the words that you were telling her in any conceivable manner. So I don't think that she even makes, she can't, her brain actually cannot process that, that information. And so she doesn't respond to you and just continues to drive. But if you don't say something else more reassuring to her in about 30 seconds, when her brain does process this information, it's going to be a problem.
So if she doesn't respond to that after, a couple of seconds, he says, listen, Gogo, I need you to tell me that you understand what I said and that we're going to be able to get someplace where we can try and help Chan. He is stable for now. You can help. Do you understand me?
Gogo just says, okay, and doesn't say anything else.
When that's all he's got, he just nods and then leaves.
How long do I actually have until planet?
Probably about 5 minutes till you're landed. By the time you get through the atmosphere and get to the location and actually initiate landing procedures.
Okay, good, because that's about all she could handle.
Yeah, I probably, before that happens, I probably make it up to the cockpit as well. And I would go sit down at the comms panel.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Gogo would react.
I think
if Gogo doesn't say anything, I wouldn't say anything to Gogo.
I think you and Oscar would cross in the hallway.
Yeah.
And he would, not over comms. He'd pull you aside and say, like, she knows. I think we'll get out of here at least.
All right.
Fisher, because he doesn't know if you've been in there at all. He says, Fisher put him in a coma. I don't know what we can really salvage.
Fortunately, he probably doesn't say anything, but you probably see a more determined look on Fortune's face than you've ever seen. Like, I just kind of like nod my head, and I continue walking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get into the cockpit, and I get on the comms panel, and I try to radio to someone on Takani, saying that we need medical services as soon as we land.
Yeah, so you guys were actually delivering the medical supplies to a non-profit medical organization here.
Okay.
So like you're literally already going to like a clinic. Now it's
but
like,
I'd ask them to have medical staff at the landing pad.
It's like the equivalent of, Doctors Without Borders. They're not going to have the high-tech stuff like you were supposed to be bringing them that kind of, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little bit rough for the procedures that you need, but yeah, you can totally be like, hey, we have injured on board. Can we have a team ready? And I think that you get like a confirmation on that right away.
All right. And I'd probably look over at Gogo and I'd be like, if you can just get us there. There's people there that can help. And I leave. And I'd probably go let Dr. Phil know that there's going to be medical staff when we land.
Yeah, so, Dr. Fisher, are you still, like, seated in the same place?
Yeah, because it's a huge decision.
You are a researcher first and a medical physician second, right?
Yeah.
That would be safe to assume.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that maybe there is a medical professional, an actual MD, who might have a different opinion, but it is also reasonable to assume that they might just declare him dead on scene. So that's kind of the argument that you have to have at this point. Like, when a medical staff gets on the ship, what are they going to see, and how are they going to want to deal with it?
Yeah, I think I'll wait for that evaluation.
Okay.
Before I make my final choice.
Sure.
So I'd probably tell you, and you're probably just still sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go meeting him at the landing ramp, and I'll bring him here.
What did you say? Oh, yes, sure, okay, fine.
Okay. So I go impatiently wait at the landing ramp.
Pacing back and forth.
Yeah.
Creating a little trench in the cargo bay, which now that the gravity is back on, is kind of splattered in odd places with ichor and blood, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some on the ceiling and like
it's gonna take fucking forever to clean that out.
yeah, like up on the wall,
in places that it shouldn't have been able to get to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially now that we don't have Chan to.
Yeah.
And I'm completely unshook by it. And every once in a while, as I'm pacing, I keep checking my pistol. Like, okay, it's still there. Oh, okay, it's still there.
Totally.
Yeah.
So,